All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Dre Jay podcast. Once again, we have our brother here, Myron, as a special guest.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've been on YouTube getting in some work, but we're back. We're ready to go for this upcoming 2021 season. Today we're each gonna go over who we think is our quarterback that is going to be under the most pressure going into 2021. Which one of these guys, if they don't perform to the expectations, that everybody has sought out for them. Well, not really everybody, but most specifically the team has sought out for them. Then they could be they could be on the way out, whether it's retirement or getting traded, getting cut, whatever the case may be. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Dre. Who do you think is the quarterback that's going to be under the greatest amount of pressure coming into this next season?
As much as I hate to say it, my boy Matt Ryan in Atlanta. The reason why I say that, Matty Ice is 35, and since that Super Bowl appearance where he blew the lead to Tom Brady, he's just looked average, and average just it doesn't do it in this league today. They want progression, and they want to have 30 passing touchdowns a year, low interceptions, and he's been declining as far as touchdown passes and yards. And I feel like he's on the back end of his career. And with a top pick, I feel like they're gonna get a quarterback. And if Matt Ryan doesn't play up to par the first couple weeks, I think he's getting benched for a rookie.
Okay, so that was all right, Matt Ryan. That's a good pick. Let me ask you this: what do you think about the Falcons using the number 4 pick to get a very quality player and say, "Hey, look, Matt Ryan, we know that you're coming on the ending stage of your career, but we still have you under contract. I think it's either 2 or 3 more years. Why don't they try to make a run for the playoffs? Like, what do you think about that? Like, try to make one last run, or do you think it's time? Look, this guy's on the decline. Let's just go ahead and pick our quarterback now."
He's 35. The thing about it is, Wills, I like Matty Ice, but he's 35 and he's shown his ceiling. His ceiling was the year he should have put Tom Brady away and won his one and only Super Bowl. But since then, he just doesn't look the same, and they can't get the defense ready in time to make that playoff push that you're talking about. It's over. I feel like he doesn't have one more chance.
So this season, if this
with that Bucks team, he has a Bucks team that he has to compete with in the NFC East. Well, no, sorry, the NFC South. I don't think that he's gonna beat out Tom Brady and win a playoff spot. He might have to fight for a wild card, and that's just a long stretch.
So what do you think? So what I was gonna say. So what do you think is gonna be the measure of success? Because the last couple of years, the Falcons have had to put up 30 and 40 points just to stay in the game. So what do you think is going to be the measure of success to determine, okay, let's let's run it back with Matt Ryan again, if it doesn't work out this year? Because their defense, they don't have the best defense in the world.
He's 35. He's 35 years old, Wills, and it takes years to build a defense that is ready to compete and go to another Super Bowl like what he had before. Like, it's just not enough time, and he's not one of those quarterbacks where you could say they could play until they're 40, 41, 42. I don't see it from him.
So pretty much at 35, he needs to have at least close to that Falcons.
He got to show that he's got it, because he has to show that he's got it, because since he's turned 30, it's just been on the decline.
Now, what happens if Julio Jones gets injured and he doesn't have that top target?
Bruh, if Julio Jones gets injured, bruh, and this is like early in the season, they'll be lucky enough to win.
You mean if when Julio Jones gets injured?
Let's just hope he get injured week 11 and they have a decent record to try to fight for a playoff spot.
I'm just playing. Let me stop. All right, good point. Matt Ryan. All right, Myron, how about your quarterback for 2021 under the most pressure?
I'm gonna have to just tell the truth how it is. It's my boy Cam Newton, bro. Like, if this man, because now see the excuse, what not even an excuse, because I believe it myself, is like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have no weapons. He didn't have a full off season last year with the Patriots. Um, he caught COVID. All that stuff kind of played a part into his unsuccessful season. So they came back this year. He's gonna have that full off season. They signed like Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I think that's a really good pickup.
And
Unfortunately,
Kendrick Bourne.
yeah, they made some moves. They made some real big moves.
They did.
Unfortunately, they lost Edelman. I really wanted to see Edelman out there, but it ain't the end of the world. They still put a squad around him. If he ends up not performing this year, like as much as I love the man, like bro, because Cam can't be a backup. Cam is
Mhm.
either
Either starter or nothing.
he's starting
All
or
or
he's
nothing.
probably not going to be in the league, and I don't see him getting another starting position if he ends up having a bad season this year, especially in a Patriots atmosphere and coaching. They don't have that type of patience. They would rather go.
Nah, they're all about winning.
Yeah,
I got you.
they'll go get somebody else in a heartbeat.
So with that, that's a good point, Cam Newton. Cam Newton is one of those guys. He could either shock you or disappoint you, and it sucks sometimes. Um, in this upcoming draft, I think they have number 15 overall. Do you think that they're gonna get him, try to get him another weapon, or do you think they try to address the defense? What do you think?
Now that Edelman's gone, it is possible that they go get a receiver because this is a very receiver heavy draft.
Yeah, it
A
is.
lot of There's a lot of talent at that position, but I mean they need a defense. But I feel like if Cam just needs that guy, bro. Like if Cam has that guy, that dog,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna be all right, bro. It just you can't ask him to run down the field, putting people on his back and running people over. That Cam is gone. We can't do
Yeah,
that again.
we have to accept that.
You got to put some weapons around him and let him finesse a little bit. He's an older Cam Newton, but he still has talent. But he has to be in the right system.
If that's the case, he's screwed. Sorry to cut y'all off. If that's the case, Nelson Aguilar is his best receiver this year.
Yeah,
Nah,
but I honestly think Cam is all about surrounding him with solid tight ends and a running game. Yeah, he needs receivers too, but what he's best at throwing down the seams anyways and down the
he
field.
is.
Cam
I
isn't
give him that.
Cam isn't really looking for no go routes and nothing like that.
He was a killer with Greg Olson in
Right.
Carolina.
And that's
So
why I think
that's
it was a really good pickup. But he'll be all right, man. I think this is going to be his year to turn things around.
I feel like he got two tight ends that are, that are kind of on the same level of Greg Olson, because Greg Olson is a Pro Bowler in his own right. But
For sure.
these two tight ends, I like to pick up.
so you figure that this is Cam Newton's last year to prove that he could be a starting quarterback in the
It's
NFL.
either that or he's out of the
If
league.
if he falls flat, you think that
Right.
he won't want to accept the opportunity where he's not going to get a chance to start. What do you think about
I
that?
don't think. Here's the thing. Don't misunderstand me to where I'm saying Cam needs to lead this team to
Mm-hmm.
13, 14 wins. Cam
Yeah.
just really needs to show some type of promise. Like what we seen last year from Cam, like nobody's looking at that and like, damn, I might want to invest in a Cam Newton. Like as good as he is, he just has to show some type of potential that he's still. If he's 70% of the Cam Newton we used to know, he'll be fine, bro. He just got to go out there and make some plays.
Mm-hmm.
What
All
you
right.
think, Jay? Who's your quarterback that is under the hottest seat?
All right, so this is probably somebody that you guys are that's probably way off your radar, but the quarterback that I think that's going to be under a great deal of pressure this upcoming season is Daniel Jones on the Giants.
Come on, Teddy Buzz, bro. We've had this conversation.
His first year, he had an okay season, but they went 3-9 when he started, and in 2020 they went 5-9 when he started. This guy is an absolute fumble machine. And in his rookie year, he had almost 20 fumbles and lost more than half of them. So I feel like he's a pretty solid quarterback, But this year, you got Saquon coming back. You got Kenny Galladay, Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph. You got Sterling Shepard. That is more. I feel like that is more than enough weapons on offense to get the job done. Now they still might not have the best defense in the world, but I feel like with that offense, this guy should be able to put up good numbers and at least keep them in that NFC East.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
That's not fair.
Why not?
Danny Dimes was drafted in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
The year is 2021. Sorry, this also
so this is his third season.
So this is season number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson's were MVPs in their first 2 year, and you have players like Kyler Murray coming out.
Gonna be Patrick Mahomes.
You just want to throw this man away. We don't know that he's ass or trash.
So can I ask you a question?
You're counting on Kenny Galladay, who can't stay healthy, Saquon Barkley, who had a terrible injury, to be healthy to help this man. Come on, and you want to just throw him away after 3 seasons?
Hey, if you guys are familiar with
you sound like a hypocrite, bro.
If you guys,
hold on.
You know what this man's about to say, bro. You know what this man was about to say.
Hold on now.
If you don't
like a hypocrite, bro. You want me to give Tua another chance, but yet you want to throw
go
away
ahead and
Danny
say the
Dimes
phrase, Jamal. You know you want to.
Hold on.
All
right. Anybody who's familiar with Dre Jay, our first video is Tua the future of the Dolphins. I don't think that's hypocritical because Tua has only played 9 games.
It's hypocritical because Danny Dimes, bro, got balls, big balls. He could push the ball down the field. Tua hasn't shown that.
What's his name? Daniel Jones has played almost 30 games now compared to Tua's 9.
And he's shown that he's basically he's shown, just like, remember how we had that argument about Josh Allen and you tried to make fun of me, said, that he could throw a lot of picks or he could turn the ball over. Like, he showed me that it factor that you can work with. You just put weapons around him and you're going to see what he's made of. Like, Danny Dimes is one of those guys, bro. You can't just throw him away after 2 seasons.
I'm not saying throw him away. I'm just saying he's going to be under a lot of pressure to succeed. He has a bad season,
what the man got to do for you not to throw that ball?
The Giants can't do better, bro.
Okay. You want me to tell you? That's a good question. You want me to tell you what they got to do?
Yeah,
you know how you can't go 8-8 anymore?
I sound crazy, but he kind of impressed me more than a young Eli Manning.
You know how you can't go 8-8 anymore? If they go 8-9, that'll be enough to convince me. Because
that's not fair.
Because that division.
They made that extra game is official.
Tell me that Kenny Galladay and Saquon play at least 16 games, and I'll give you that.
They'll probably play both 13.
Bruh, that's not enough, bruh.
So what are we supposed to do? Keep Daniel Jones up till he's 50 like Brett Favre?
Bruh,
what are we supposed to do?
Daniel Jones is a good starting quarterback, bro. You don't just throw him away, bro.
I'm not saying throw him away. I'm just saying he's going to be under a great amount of pressure to succeed because they're putting all these weapons around him.
What have they done with the defense? What have they done with the defense? What is their secondary like?
Who knows?
They look crazy.
Who knows? They
might try to put up 40 points a game. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
We still have the draft coming up, so who's to say that they don't go overload in the draft on defense? We don't know. We had to see. I just feel like based on the amount of talent that they've surrounded around him, considering those guys stay healthy, which is a if, because Saquon kind of has been injured a lot and so has Kenny Galladay. But when those guys are on the field, when Kenny Galladay is on the field, they're not going to be able to key in on Saquon as much. It's going to open everything up.
Look like those Giants defense that took them to the playoffs in the early 2000s and stuff like that, bro. Danny Dimes, there's nothing else that he can do.
What pick the Giants got in the draft this year?
Go ahead, Wilson.
Maybe I don't know, probably 11, 12, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. To me, I'm not saying if he doesn't have a good season, cut him or trade him. I'm just saying I feel like he has to show a big leap. That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Like
he has
nobody's under
pressure,
more
but
pressure.
the question was who has the hottest seat. He
Yeah,
does not have the hottest seat as somebody who's played only 2 seasons.
that's what I'm saying.
I
So
mean,
he's got the
We're
most
saying that
pressure out
Cam,
of
a
everyone,
former
bro.
MVP, and Matt Ryan, another former MVP who's been declining for the past decade, they're gonna lose their job if they don't make the playoffs this year.
okay, so let me ask you this. You have tier one, tier two, and tier three of quarterbacks. Okay, where would you put Daniel Jones right now,
Tier
based on what
two,
we've seen?
tier two,
Tier two. Okay,
yes.
would you say
And
high?
he's young. He's
Okay,
young. It's not even the fact that he's a maybe or a what if. Like it's year 2, and he's shown me that he deserves at least a couple more years while they build around him. Basically, what we're saying is that Cam Newton has had his hiatus. Matt Ryan, they've been to the Super Bowl. They've shown their ceiling. If they show that they can't live up to what the hype is, they're gone. They're old as hell. They're out the league. Daniel
but
Jones is young.
But this is what you guys have to understand, though. I understand where you guys are coming from, where you're saying that Daniel Jones is younger, so he shouldn't really he be under that much pressure.
Bro,
But
it's
you have
not
to
your
under,
fault,
but you have
Jamari.
to but listen.
It's
You have
not
to
your
under,
fault,
but
Jamari.
listen.
You saw
But
Lamar Jackson. You saw Lamar Jackson win MVP in his second year. Pat Mahomes has been to the Super Bowl twice and has won an MVP in 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, you can't think everybody.
Deshaun
but
Watson
listen, no, no,
is
no,
an
no, no.
MVP candidate every year. Kyler Murray is taking the league by storm. It's not your fault.
Listen,
But Danny Dimes has only been in the league 2 years.
listen. I was trying to make the same argument with Tua, and you were
The
cutting my limbs
question is
off.
hottest
But
seat.
listen,
And
but
I'm
listen,
sorry,
but
I gotta
listen,
shut you up, bro.
but
You
listen,
said
listen.
hottest seat.
But listen, let me ask. But listen, we're living in this day and age where teams like give up on quarterbacks like that. Like
That's their
if
fault.
they don't, I'm not saying
Yeah, but
like,
not
you
somebody
guys
who's
are
actually showing some improvement though.
no.
Like,
But listen, you
Thank
guys
you,
are
Myron.
teams give up on quarterbacks where the quarterback just looks the same every year.
For real.
no. Listen. You guys are thinking that I'm saying that the bar for Daniel Jones is set at being like Patrick Mahomes or being like Lamar Jackson. He doesn't have to be one of those
Bro,
guys.
you obviously
Right.
don't watch his games.
He could
Of course,
play.
he's not Lamar Jackson, but them numbers, bro, they do not lie, bro. That man is a straight up baller. He just needs a complete team. And he doesn't have that. He doesn't get to be put on the hottest seat, as you say. Yes, he kind of has pressure on him because he has to live up to the expectations of those that were drafted around him. That I understand. But the hottest seat, it's obviously Cam Newton or a Matt Ryan.
I get what you got. Go ahead.
You know who else, bro? I wouldn't say he's on the hottest seat, but I'm interested to see what Matthew Stafford does because
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely on the hottest seat. He's inherited one of the best defenses, the best weapons.
I'm just saying,
if
like,
that man don't go to the, if he doesn't go to the NFC Championship, bro.
nah, I can't say all that. I just think he's gotta take that team somewhere because I like what he was doing in Detroit. I just always think he didn't have nothing around him, and now he has good coaching. He got some weapons. So
That guy has weapons all across the board.
he could ball.
Yup, and a defense.
And a elite defense.
He could ball. I like them to. They might actually win the division.
That's a good point. I wasn't even thinking of Matthew Stafford was actually one of the last guys I'd think
But I
about.
wouldn't call it the hottest seat. Like he's putting the perfect.
No. I said he's not the hottest seat, but
It's not the hottest seat,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's under pressure to succeed.
My
for sure.
answer is still definitely Cameron Newton, but Matthew Stafford, he's got some. He got to ball out. He's expected to ball out. I think he's going to, but if he doesn't, there definitely will be some questions about his future.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think that Lamar Jackson is under a great deal of pressure right now because of the fact that he hasn't really gotten into those later rounds in playoffs? Not at all.
Technically, he's never had real wide receiver weapons. He has Marquise Brown, which is he's developing, and I like the receiver he's becoming to be, but he's never had a true number one receiver. So
They gotta get
he
it.
has
This
at least
doesn't
1 or 2
apply to
seasons.
this topic at all because you're talking about someone who would be in the hot seat due to an underperformance. Tell me right now, if the Ravens move on from Lamar Jackson, who the hell they would go get?
For real, who they gonna start at QB?
That you
That's
would
gonna
look
be better
at
than
and be
Lamar
like, you
Jackson.
know what? Y'all upgraded. Like, bruh, he's not under no pressure, bruh.
Who
But
the hell
this-
they gonna sign? That's gonna be better than Lamar.
I don't know, man. I get where you guys are coming from, but I can't change my stance. I just feel like Daniel Jones, he's just, I'm not saying, like I said, we're in the position. I'm not trying to make it seem like he has to play like an elite level or else I'm trading him or I'm cutting him. But I just feel like with the amount of talent, like the Giants got to do something this year. They have to start moving the numbers, and he has to start getting some wins.
That's not
But
That's
fair.
all I'm
Are
saying.
we talking numbers wise,
it doesn't come down to the
under the hot
quarterback.
seat, numbers wise, or record wise? Because that defense still looks crazy to me.
They need
That's
to figure
not
out the
fair.
coaching situation before it gets down to the players.
Bro, the coach look crazy.
But the coach look like he. Let me
This man
tell
talking about hottest seat, bro. This man Danny Dimes got a full roster, you feel me, of ballers and a great coaching staff,
Bro,
bro.
they have
New York is a mess.
bro, it's gotten a little bit better. It's not as bad as it was like 3 years ago.
Come on, bro. Kenny Galladay is not the solution, bro.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Let's
They
just
would've-
wrap
if
this
they-
up.
if they
y'all-
would've-
y'all see the new gear, you feel me? Dre Jay, you feel me? We just finna call this a wrap. We want to thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and like. Thank you, and follow the page.
Yeah,
All right, deuces. Till next time.
bye.